Hey y'all, Kitchen Trap Queen here, and today I'm gonna show y'all how to make a delicious chicken Alfredo French bread pizza. Y'all, look how thick this thing is. It is so seasoned and loaded. Look at that crust. Y'all, look at God. Won't he do it? Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's just address the elephant in the room right now. Ignore my nails. We're in quarantine. I can't go get my nails done, so leave them alone. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your French bread with the bread knife. It'll make it 10 times easier, and just go ahead and split that right down the center. I want to toast my French bread, so I'm going to use some olive oil to do that. I'm going to season it as well. So right here, I've added in my salt, my garlic powder, my Italian seasoning, and some pepper. And then you're just going to take that, mix it up until it looks like this. That's my pepper. And just set it to the side. So take your pastry brush or your baster brush, however you want to call it, and just take your olive oil concoction, and we're going to baste the top of it. I don't want to say baste. It's not a turkey. I guess we are basting. Baste the top of it. You're going to use maybe about 75% of it for the top, and then the bottom you just want to just kind of brush it on. This is going to make it very seasoned throughout, and it's going to get nice and toasty. Now you're going to place your French bread in a 400-degree oven for 5 minutes, and it should come out looking nice and toasty. It should be browned on the edges and nice and crispy on the top. And then you're going to set it to the side. Now we're going to work on seasoning our chicken. Here I have about 1.5 pounds of chicken tenderloins, which is chicken breast. I'm just going to season it with my basic seasonings. I have onion powder, garlic powder, and I'm using Chef Paul Prudhomme's Seafood Magic. I know it says Seafood Magic, but you can use it on chicken as well. It's up to you how you're gonna season your chicken. Just season it until your ancestors tell you to stop. I don't have measurements for the seasoning part of this. You can also use leftover chicken that you have. Maybe you can use a rotisserie chicken and just chop it up and put it to the side. But if you don't have chicken breast, you can also use chicken thighs as well. Right here, you see me just sopping up the rest of that seasoning that's on the wax paper. All right, now, so we're going to pan fry our chicken on medium-high heat. I've added about 1 tablespoon of olive oil to the pan. You're just going to assemble your chicken on your pan, and you're going to cook it for about 5 to 10 minutes until it gets brown on one side. And I'll show y'all how that looks. So our chicken has been cooking for about 7-8 minutes. And now we're going to, y'all, look at that seasoning. Look at it. Look at it. Whew, I'm telling y'all, this recipe is going to be so seasoned, y'all. So go ahead and flip your chicken and finish them off on the other side. Once they're done, you're just going to remove your chicken and let it rest. Do not cut your chicken while it's super hot, y'all, because all those juices have not accumulated yet, and it's going to make your chicken dry. All right, so in my other beat up pan, we're going to make a homemade Alfredo sauce. Y'all don't come for me in my pots, okay? That just lets you know that they have some wear and tear to them, that they have been used. That means that I have been throwing down in the kitchen, okay? Don't trust a chick with pretty pots, okay? Anywho, we're going to take some butter, melt it down, and then we're going to add our garlic to it. This pan is on medium heat. Once you have your garlic in there, you're going to season your garlic. Saute your garlic for about 30 seconds. Do not burn your garlic, because once you burn your garlic, you have ruined your Alfredo sauce. To that, we're going to add in some softened cream cheese. Yes, softened cream cheese to this pan. You're going to let that melt down just a little bit. You don't have to have it completely melted down. All right, so now we're going to add in our heavy whipping cream. I didn't have any heavy whipping cream on hand, so I just used some half and half, which is perfectly fine. So if you can't find heavy whipping cream in your grocery store, just use some half and half. Once you add in your whipping cream, you're just going to let that cook down just a little bit more. And you're going to start to add your spices or seasonings to your Alfredo sauce. Here I have some garlic powder, some Italian seasoning, some oregano, and some salt and pepper. Once you have this combined, you're just going to let this get a little thicker than what it was, and then you're going to add in your last bit of the half and half. All right, here I'm putting in my last half of my half and half, and then we're going to start adding in our Parmesan cheese. I like to use half refrigerated Parmesan cheese and half grated Parmesan cheese, if that makes sense, because I like the creaminess of the refrigerated Parmesan and the nuttiness of the grated Parmesan. But if you just have one type of that cheese, it's perfectly fine. But I just like the combination of the both because it enhances the flavor of your Alfredo sauce. Once your Alfredo sauce is about this thickness, you're just going to remove it from the heat, and you're going to start to chop up your rested chicken. Make sure you rest your meat before cutting into it, y'all. Like I said, it'll make it super dry if you just start cutting it soon as you take it off of the fire. All right, y'all, here's my favorite part, the assembly. We're going to add on our Alfredo sauce. I did let it get thicker than I wanted it to be. I like my Alfredo sauce about the consistency of tomato soup, but it still came out fine. After you add on your Alfredo sauce, we're going to add some mozzarella cheese. It's up to you how much cheese you want to add. I like a lot of cheese. If you don't like so much cheese, you can scale back some. I actually went through 2 cups of cheese for this recipe. On top of the cheese, actually we're going to add half of our cheese, should I say. And then we're going to add on our chicken. And then on top of our chicken, we're going to add on some purple onion. You can add any other type of vegetable as well. You can add spinach, you can add sun-dried tomatoes, you can add black olives if you like. The choice is yours. You can also add on pepperoni to this as well. That'll be a nice little combination with your chicken Alfredo. Now we're going to finish our pizza with our last half of our mozzarella cheese. And we are going to top it off with a seasoning of your choice. I love this seafood magic, y'all. It is so good. So I'm just going to sprinkle some on top of our pizza. If you don't have seafood magic, you can use any type of seasoning salt, season all, Tony Chachere as well. You're going to put that in the oven for 15 minutes at 400 degrees, and look what you're going to have, y'all. Look at this. This is so good. Please make this, and if you make it, make sure you tag me. Look at it. Look how thick it is, y'all. You can combine this with a nice salad, or you can eat it by itself. All right, y'all, I'm out. Make sure you share, subscribe, like, and comment. Make sure you hit that bell too.